Hello, parents, educators, grandparents, and child caregivers. Welcome to Intella Kids. This is Aysen. Today's lesson is about learning words that are approximately 50 to 75% of children's reading materials. Can you imagine what will happen if your child learns 50 to 75% of the words before he or she starts to read? Let me tell you what will happen. So, if children knows those words prior to the read, they will start reading with more skills, and as they read, their confidence and fluency skills will increase. What are those words? They are called sight words. Sight words are the words that we use very frequently in the language of English, and we memorize them by sight, so we can easily recognize when we see them in the type of texts. Most sight words cannot be sounded out phonetically. It's important to teach these words to children so they can recognize them instantly. In this way, they will be better prepared to read and understand the text. Okay, let's start the lesson. For this lesson, I picked 6 most frequently used sight words. So the first word is A. When my students are asking me how A is a word, it's a letter, I tell them A has a lot of work to do in this language. It can be a word, and it can be a letter, and it can sound in many different ways. The. This is another tricky word for the kids, because when I ask my student to read the word, of course they're trying to sound it out, and they say t, like t. Something like that doesn't make sense. That's why most of the sight words cannot be sounded out phonetically. So I tell them just how to read it. Da. Can. See. Like. To. So these are the words I picked to do all my lessons today. And my first activity is going to be about reading and recognizing these words. This is the first activity. As you can see, I have each word that are numbered. So I'm going to give a little fun twist to this activity so the student can have fun and try to read or at least recognize these words. So I'm going to ask my student to roll the dice and tell me what word is that number is. Number 2, I'm using this dice that has actually numbers on it, but you don't have to, you can use the dice with the dots. Number 2 is da. Number 6 is C. This is the first activity, and I really like this game, especially when you first introduce your child these words. This is a very good recognition activity. My next activity is going to be writing. Writing on the rice activity. I love this activity. It's a perfect opportunity for your child to use their fine motor skills. So how I play with this is I have these flashcards and I ask the student to read the word. If they can read it, it's perfect. I let them read it. If they cannot, I read it for them, but they still need to write it on the rice by using their little fingers. So this word is to. It's very therapeutic. I love doing this. The next word is like. Your student may not be writing this well, and it's okay. My students are usually not able to, especially with the long words like this, they're not able to fit the whole word in one line. They end up writing at the bottom somewhere in the corner, and it's fine as long as they are practicing each letter. I'm okay with it. The next word is A. A. This is a great writing activity, and it's very engaging for your child to be able to practice those words. Now, my third activity is going to be matching words game. This is a very simple but very effective game. So what I do is I write the word in 2 different cups like this, and I write each word 2 times. I have all my 6 words written twice. Now I'm going to mix these cups and ask my student to find the words that are the same and bring them together. Okay, here are all the words. I have 2 and I'm going to look for 2. Yes, here. Like. Here. I really like doing this activity, especially after I teach my students new words, because this is a great way to interact with the word by seeing them, by touching them, and by hearing how they sound. This is the end of my lesson. Dear parents and educators, I just showed you a lesson about how to teach sight words to your preschoolers with 3 different activities. Please note that sight words are best learned through repetition. The words that are learned should be practiced daily, otherwise they can be forgotten. Do not be surprised if your child seems to learn and understood a word today, but he or she cannot recognize the same word tomorrow or next week. Therefore, it's important to keep practicing those words until your child can recognize them in anywhere and anytime. This is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching IntelliKids. If you want to give a huge support to IntelliKids with a tiny little effort, please subscribe the channel and like this video. See you next Friday.